I'm going to be honest with you. You didn't affect me for a long time, even though I knew you were there. And looking back now, I know that we are such stuff as dreams are made on. And I have no regrets about our past together, because look how far we have came. I mean, I have dared on this unworthy scaffold just to tell you how much I love you. August 2016. I walked into your sister's house because your front door was locked and we had to go through her house to get to your house. And anyway, once I was in there, that's when it struck me. I was standing in your living room, and then your servant told me that that was the exact floor you walked on every day. The floor your hard-working father hand-laid just to impress everyone. Well, consider me impressed. I even stole a piece. Anyway, I then went up to your bedroom. And since that first moment I stood in your bedroom, I have spent many, many hours in there. And the same goes for the room you were born in, which is right next to it, and your sister's room, and your dining hall, and your dad's glove workshop. But most importantly, your garden. Your garden is where I first really met you, where I fell in love with you.
Ladies and gentlemen, all the way from Stratford-upon-Avon, the king of couplets, the sultan of sonnets, the man of the I am in iambic pentameter. Please put your hands together for the one, the only, Dear Shakespeare! Thank you! You king of all horns!
Okay. Here's one for all you beautiful tuners out there. A little sonnet that's been very good to me. Let's see if you know it. Shall I compare thee to a summer's day? They're more lovely and more temperate, and the rough wind shake the darling buds of flame, yeah. And summer's leaves have hoped to short a day.
No, I can't take credit for that. You wrote that. You are the god of my idolatry, or bardolatry, if you will. Will. May I call you Will? I mean, considering I know you so well, and considering I know you so well, and I worked for you for such a long time, why did I leave? Without a rack behind? Well, I came here to pursue an acting career, to become someone you would approve of. But whilst I was under your employment, I learned so much about you that made me fall more and more in love with you. For example, David Garrett. He was the first man to make you famous after you died, and he's the reason Stratford-upon-Avon is so famous for you. Obviously you had a lot to do with that too, but my point being, since 1769, we have celebrated your birthday on the streets you once walked. It's the one chance we get in a year to thank you for our careers. And then there's Charles Dickens, who saved your house from being shipped to America. And now I know that your favourite food was most likely oysters, and the way you gained all your wealth from your dad's illegal war business. Sorry, you told me not to tell him all that. But we, my fellow players and I, we truly honour you and your work in your garden. And you know how you composed all of those songs? Well, we kind of wrote one ourselves. These plays are by the bard, it may be very hard, and I will name them all, but maybe not in order. Much Ado and Dicky too, the Taming of the Shrew, Macbeth, and also Hamlet and King John, Henry V and Winter's Tale, the Merchant, Twelfth Night and King Lear, Shakespeare's writing holds no terrors when you do the comedy of errors. Henry VI, 1, 2 and 3, Love's Labours, Troilus and Oswell, Henry VIII, the very late play, but please don't mention R and J. Measure for measure, the dream detective Cymbeline, Coriolanus, oh how rude, please keep it clean, Ant and Cleo, Henry 4, both 1 and 2, Dicky 3, of course, my horse, my kingdom for a horse. Oh, Mary, wives of Windsor, 2 gents of Verona, Timon, what a fella, Titus Pericles, Othello, Caesar, old dead Roman geezer, then there's noble kinsman, which brings me to the end, I rhyme his friend. See what we did? We wrote all of your plays into one song. Thought you might be impressed. Yeah, well, not off the tune, I know. You preferred something more classical. Oh. You know what my favourite play is? Richard III. Although in my last few weeks in the garden, I really started to fall in love with the Scottish play. Lady Macbeth is the best woman you ever wrote. I mean, I like all the others, but she seems to dominate over all of them. And she shouldn't have died hereafter. Or at all, quite frankly. But luckily, in this modern world we live in, I'm allowed to play men. That makes me mad. Gotta say, you would have approved of that. I mean, if it were legal back in your day, you definitely would have done it. You loved your women. Fictional and not fictional. Titus is my main man. Besides you, of course. I've got to be honest, Hamlet is just so awesome too. Alas, poor Shakespeare. I knew him, Mike.
Eternally, perfect situations must go wrong, but this has never yet prevented me wanting far too much for far too long. Looking back, I could have played it differently.